Morning. How's it going? Mentioned this the other day. You know, this is a prideful team. Still has plenty of weapons on this team. Good coaching. So we know we got our hands full Monday night out there. But it's something we're looking forward to. So hope everybody had a good Christmas. Questions?
Start off Teddy Bridgewater news. You guys are re-adding him. Just the thought process behind that, I guess, and how long has it been in the works?
I've been in contact with Teddy for a while, and it was something that was always potentially a possibility. And we all know what Teddy's been doing down there and giving back to his community. And they won a championship down there, so his debut as coaching worked out pretty dang good. But just, you know, to be able to add somebody back here that's got experience, he's staying in shape, he's been throwing, you know, just get him worked back in here a little bit. It just brings a level of professionalism, you know, veteran presence, somebody that's great for our team. He's great for the position. Doesn't mean we're disappointed in Hooker. That's not what this means. It just means this gives this guy somebody that's played a lot in the NFL. We're getting ready for the playoffs, and so it'll be good to get him back in the fold with us.
Some people will read into it, you know, that it maybe means Hooker's not ready if you need him. Just can you speak a little bit to his development, Hendon's development?
Yeah, and look, he's improved. He really has. We feel like every week he's gotten a little bit better, and this does not mean that that Hooker is out. That's not what this means. If it comes to that, Hooker's going to play for us. But Teddy probably will too. So, you know, I understand what it looks like, but it's just a different world that we're getting ready to walk into. And we felt like this is the right thing to do, especially with somebody that I have a tremendous amount of trust with and for. He understands our offense well. The guys know him well. The coaches know him well. And he brings a certain level of comfort to us.
Is there a level of worst-case scenario, too, just given what we've seen in the playoffs in the past with multiple quarterbacks, but now we know we got the emergency option in here now. Does this kind of give you a little bit more security in the season?
Absolutely it does. Now you don't have to be concerned with that, and depending on who's inactive, you don't have to. You can get the guy to the game that you want, and if something happens, you've got your third ready to roll.
So many guys have talked about how Teddy has impacted them just by being in the building. How much of a bonus is that that he can have that kind of mentorship aspect on some of the younger players?
Yeah, I think it's great. It's great for our team. I mean, you know, I think everybody in that locker room respects Teddy and what he stands for and the type of human being he is, but also the type of player. I mean, whenever he gets his sea legs back under him, he's going to. You know, he'll test those guys a little bit defensively, which is good in practice, you know. And I just feel like, you know, when you get guys that you feel like make everybody around them a little bit better, it's hard not to have those guys around or at them if you can.
Hendon made it seem like him and Teddy were really close every time we talked to each other. Is this something you kind of had to keep Hendon in the loop in, or just tell him as it comes?
No, tell him as it comes. And, he'll be just fine. He's a pro. Hooker's a pro. He's been working, you know, and this isn't like we brought in a rookie free agent who's going to just jump him right now. This guy's got skins on the wall, and he's somebody that Hooker learned under as well as golf, and this will be fun.
Still trending toward Reese Maven possibly getting back this week. Is there anybody else that could possibly join that list?
It's too early to say. We're going to start Khalif's clock. I guess you guys saw that. So he'll start practicing, and we'll see where he's at. I don't feel as confident with him as I do Germ, but it's good to have him back out practicing. It will be good to get him back out there running around.
Obviously, it's a different situation, but how much of this team you go off from last year's NFC Championship loss to them, and you know, do you just see this as an opportunity somewhat to get closure to that a little bit?
Well, I think we're really more mature, I guess it would probably be the best way to say that. You know, we've, you know, I mentioned every every year you kind of learn something about winning and losing, and when you take an L like we did, last year, you learn from that, there was a number of things we did wrong and a number of things they did right. And I think you understand how the game can go and where it can swing, and just about keeping your composure and making the most of any rep that comes, because the one that happened in the second quarter could change the game. So I think we're much more prepared than we were potentially even that time. You feel like you are, but until you get into that with a heavyweight real champion who'd been there numerous times, you don't always know. And so I think that experience, as difficult as it was, served us well moving forward into this year. And it's like anything else. You just, you don't like to lose, and so you got an opportunity with a team that got the best of you, and so you just want to go out and find a way to get a win.
Prideful group, they're still top 10 in yards, I think
Yeah.
top 3 in yards allowed. Does that show, I guess, how close of, I guess, a tipping point it is maybe for a team like that maybe the record isn't reflective of their potency?
Yeah, I mean, this team is, we talked to the team earlier. I mean, they, for the most part, they've got their whole defense out there. And, certainly with Bosa on one edge and you got 54 right there in the middle, I mean, these guys are as good players you're going to find in this league at those positions. Not to mention the others. I mean, they've got corners, they got the nickel, they got 2 safeties, they got plenty up front. So this is a potent defense, and they've always played good defense, and that hasn't changed. They're like anybody else. They've dealt with a number of injuries at tough times in a season, and those are on offense and defense. And it's been tough to overcome those, but now you're seeing, they're getting some of these guys back, and they have some offensive linemen out, but they still got Kittle, they got Debo, they got Purdy, they got, 15's playing good out there. I think the back will be back. So they've got plenty, and with the scheme they run, the coaching, I mean, they're gonna. This is not going to be an easy task whatsoever. So our guys understand that we're going to have to play our best ball to go out there and get a win.
That running back, they've gone through 4, 5, 6 different starters there. They're still like top 10 in rushing. What is it about Shanahan's scheme, the way they execute that, why it's so dangerous no matter what is playing back there?
I think they do as good as anybody in the league, if not the best at, they know what they have, but then they find your weaknesses and they exploit them in numerous ways, particularly in the run game, but then the play pass off of that. And so it's just, they kind of have a core that they run, core scheme, but then inside of those, they're able to adjust, a lot of them on the run, with what they're able to do with some of the motions. It helps when one of your best weapons is one of your best blockers in Kittle. That makes things a lot different, too, on the perimeter. 44, they still use him that way, in that regard. And then the fact that Debo he's a receiver 1 minute, now he's your running back the next, and he's a legit runner. They just, they create some matchups that make it hard on you defensively.
Came up with the sweater idea. Was it your wife or your kids?
Well, that would be my wife every year. She's got an idea. We always wear Christmas shirts that are a little unique, so that was definitely her.
Dan, you're coming up on your 4-year anniversary, introduced as Lions head coach. When you think back to your introductory press conference, what did those 45 minutes mean to what your tenure was going to be?
What did it mean to me?
Setting a tone and mean to you personally, but also to the franchise.
Well, I mean, I think anytime you come into, that's your first chance to, I guess, give everybody your, what I guess your vision of how you see things and where you see yourself being when it's all said and done, and what you want it to look like from the people that don't know you in the organization, but more importantly, the team, the players that are out there that you haven't had a chance to talk to. And so that's exactly what I was talking to the fans, to give them an idea of a little bit of who you are and where you see this going and your vision. And so I felt like I did that for me. I mean, that was the whole point of it, and I did it, and it was weird because it was COVID, you know, and you're just looking on these screens. But yeah, I did that.
Did you write the kneecap stuff down?
No. No.
Thanks, guys.
No. All right.